It's windy. Can you hear the wind?
Nah, you're good.
Even now? A big gust
Even
is
now.
happening. I'm in Arizona. I'm in the desert.
Arizona. Okay. Well, first off, welcome everybody back to our podcast. We took a little bit of a mid-season break.
Everybody needs a break. But
Yeah.
we took a break to fully focus on one of the biggest weeks in F1.
Oh,
Which
and
is
in our life as well.
And in our life as well, because the last podcast we had a lot of talk about this wedding and all of your pants situation, which, by the way, we should put in a clip about how your pants work and how the lady showed them to you.
Yes.
I do have a
Pop
clip
up
of
the
that.
clip of the pants. But you saw now that you finally saw those pants, you understood like, oh shit, yeah, anybody could have made that mistake.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, no, we had the wedding. It went great. Congratulations to Ryan and Sid. We were happy. The wedding was beautiful. Ceremony was great.
Great
I did a
weather.
very good job walking up and down that aisle.
You were also
Party was
the
well.
shortest one.
Yeah,
So when you
wait till
see
you see
I
the
saw a
photo.
photo. I saw a photo of you with all the groomsmen, and it's just like you like tall, and then short.
Yeah, it just drops. But wait, there's another photo we took where we brought a chair from the reception and I stood on top of it so that I was level with everybody.
Where's that
So
photo?
So it hasn't been really. I will ask Ryan, and maybe for the pod, if you see me pop it up now, then we were lucky enough to get the exclusive. If not, I'll reach out to Ryan and see if maybe we get an exclusive photo for the podcast.
And if we don't get permission for the photo, then we'll put the one of just you in your pants.
Yeah, we'll do that one. But that was the wedding. After that, we also opened up the cards that we got, our Lando pack.
Yep. The Lando.
And
We remember that we bought Top Now cards. We're trying to do F1 trading cards. So to simplify it, it's like the Pokemon version of F1 cards. And we ordered the first set, which is Lando winning Australia with an opportunity to get autographed ones. We bought 6 cards, recorded it, and we opened them together. And I mean, we were kind of pretty much disappointed and bummed out about it. So we haven't posted that video because we're not sure.
we're not sure. It's not a good vibe. It wasn't a good. We were gonna drop it like midweek. It was a quick little edit, but we're like, no, we didn't look happy, so we didn't want to post it's raw emotion, yes, drunk emotion as well, but it wasn't what we wanted on the account. So you know,
Who was drunk? Nobody was drunk at that point. What are you talking about?
well, not drunk, but like the liquid courage mind, the fluidity was going, you know.
Bro, that was right after the ceremony. Before we even started the cocktail hour. What you talking about?
Oh, well, my cocktail hour started way before that.
Oh, that's different. Mine started way after that.
But then after the wedding, we had F1 week.
Miami. Okay, so
F1 Miami.
you did not get to come this year, unfortunately, but maybe next year. But I did take our dad. I took Danny and her dad, and Danny's 2 cousins also came. So it was a big family affair. We went for one day. We went on Friday, so we had practice and so prepared for the heat. Okay, last year. We were sweating, sunburned, dehydrated, the whole 9 yards. So this year, I thought I was really prepared. I had the sweat towels. I had liquid IV. I made sure our bags were also small enough. Everything. We walk
It's
out.
important.
It's
That's a
cloudy.
big one.
It was cloudy. It was gray, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna rain." On our way there, it drizzled, and then I was like, "This is bad. I'm not prepared for rain. I'm prepared for sun." I had no ponchos, no jackets, nothing for the rain. We were very lucky though because we had to walk like a mile and a half to get to the gate from our parking, and that walk was cloudy. So in the middle of the day, it's cloudy. We were good. We get inside. It starts to like open up. Like the sky gets clear, the sun gets hot. It didn't rain at all on Friday. Perfect.
Great weekend. It was a great weekend. I know. I know we probably should set up when you get back a little three-way podcast with you and Danny because I'd love to hear Danny's perspective of an F1 race, um, and how it went for her. You know, somebody outside of like how you and I express ourselves.
You mean somebody that doesn't care as much?
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
She likes it, but
So
like
we
she
got it. We
doesn't
got
care about it like we do. So I think she's gonna definitely have
because
a
I would definitely like her
stronger
permission
opinion than
to
us.
pop up that clip. I would definitely like to have her permission to pop up that clip that you sent me.
Oh, I'll ask her, and if she says yes, then we're gonna put it in right now. And
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, no, it was good. It was just everybody was hot and tired and walking a lot to walk, a lot of ground to cover in a day. The whole weekend overall was good. We had a good race weekend. Oscar Piastri taking the lead and winning. Lando overtaking Max twice. But
Yeah,
I
that
think the biggest
overtake
highlight of the
took
whole
up
weekend is Kimi with his pole position. Kimi,
Antonelli.
Kimi Antonelli, this kid is on fire. I mean, he clearly did his homework for Miami.
Oh, clearly.
Is it raining?
No, where here?
Yeah,
No. I'm at the post office. So Janice sells she flips like outfits for the girls.
yeah,
The bamboo products and all that. So she
yeah.
gave me a couple of things to drop off. So I'm here at just putting the packages together.
Okay.
It's funny because like I sit in the parking lot and I tape the packages and I walk out with packages like this. They look like that Florida Square grouper cocaine.
I was gonna say that looks like they just washed up on the beach.
Yeah, seriously, right? But no, that's great. I think the weekend was. I think the driving was amazing. Once again, poor Lando. I think he was cut out of another great opportunity for us to see him fight against Oscar. That
Ah,
fight with Max. Max was 2 seconds behind Oscar when the fight started. By time by the time Lando was able to pass Max, he was down to 7 seconds. I'm like, oh my god, come on! And then he had what was it, 15 laps to cut off 8 seconds of time. I was like,
yeah.
ugh. And then two virtual safety cars. Where was the real
Yep.
safety car? Out of all the weekends, where was our real safety car for once? You know?
And I was surprised that they didn't put out a real safety car because of the accidents. Like, I guess it makes sense. They were able to get the car out of the road, so it was still a safe condition to drive. But I don't know. It was rough. It's rough for
Yeah.
Lando, but it was a good race for McLaren as a team. And I mean, everybody. I mean, can we talk about Williams? Williams, both points, P9, P5. Like that car is going. They are going to be fighting by
That
the end of
car
this
is
season. They are
go.
going to be fighting in the top three, top four, easily.
And then Williams putting up a fight for against Ferrari as well. That was another shocker. Signs
Yeah,
was
and
right
also
on their
like
butt.
Carlos
Like, okay, you guys can fight.
and Carlos fighting with Alex Albon, I think was so unnecessary as a team, But they were
Yeah, you guys are doing good.
they lost.
That's that. Who's the big dog in the team? That's what that is right there. Who's gonna take the alpha? You might have been here longer. I'm seniority. I came from maybe a different team. Follow me, not just
Yeah,
what you were doing.
It's almost like they're starting to have the same McLaren problem. You have two good
Correct. Two
drivers.
good drivers.
Who's your number
Yep.
one?
Yep. Very
Well,
much so.
speaking of number ones and having two good drivers, uh, can we talk about 2 years back to back where celebrities are going to Miami? But
Yep.
my worlds are colliding again, bro. Come
It
on.
was
Lisa
Lisa
and
and Rose.
Rose at the come on. I mean, I think she just wants to meet me. Like she's just trying to meet me because she keeps going to the same race I'm going to.
Yeah, she was looking for you.
That's what
I
it
saw
is.
her at the main line for all the celebrities. She was like, no, I'm waiting for a conversation. Can't talk.
On the grid when they were on the
Yeah,
grid
on the grid.
and they
Yeah.
did the interview.
Yep.
Martin Brundle getting Sir Jackie Stewart to get her to do an interview. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, K-pop artists are very like they just don't do a lot of interviews, right? They're super coveted, quiet. They're everything is planned out.
Yeah.
When you watch the entire clip more than the 30 seconds after he gets him to start talking to her, um before that you can see that the other F1, like I want to say he's like guest services or something, right? He's
Yeah.
talking with her. He moves and puts himself between her and the camera, so
Yeah.
almost to like block the shot.
Like,
And then
oh,
he
no
kept
opportunity to talk here.
exactly. And even then it was like they still pushed it and they tried to get a call a chat with her. And then he has to go and get somebody else, and she's more interested in talking to Jackie Stewart than the interviewer. Because
Yeah.
you saw
She.
she was ready to talk to him, and she's like, "Oh, she knows who he is. She's a big car fan." So she's like, "Yeah, let me talk to Sir Jackie Stewart versus Martin Brundle." But
Yeah.
and I
That's like
think
that
also he didn't have
awkward.
any good questions. It was so bad, so rushed, so impromptu, and they're not used to that, you know?
But that's those type of interviews. They walk up the grid line. Oh. Here is the director of F1 movie. Hey.
Yeah,
So how do you like racing? Guy goes, I made a movie.
yeah.
I love racing.
I think it's just knowing who you're gonna ask, you know?
Yeah.
You have He has an earpiece in. You have a team on the other side. They can easily tell you, ask her about this, or this, you know?
Ask Chat GBT at this point.
Yeah. I mean they could have asked like he asked, what team are you going for? She's not gonna say it. But she's sponsored by Ferrari. Not sponsored, but she's got a partnership with Ferrari.
Yeah.
That she was wearing all Ferrari clothes. She
Yeah.
was invited to the Ferrari pit garage, like she's friends with Lewis Hamilton. So, I wonder what team she's going for.
They just want to pin
So
her.
dumb.
They look for pinning them on a side.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool to see her there again. It's cool to see the whole. All I do like seeing a lot of the celebrities there. Um, I think it's Miami is a very big celebrity slash influencer event.
Yeah. I will say this. I definitely will make more of an effort not to miss next.
We'll be making more of an effort to have multiple days before the race available for myself. I'm gonna go see Carlos Sainz at Home Depot next year. I want to see Lando Norris at the Macy's down the street next year. Like I want to be at all of those events, and I just
You
want
would
to be
you.
going like 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
It's like catching Pokemon. Remember, we used to travel to go find Pokemon that people were like, "We found this one
Pokemon
over
Go.
here." Yeah, Pokemon Go. You just want a real life Pokemon Go. All the F1 drivers.
That would be so cool. I gotta collect them all.
Oh
You know,
shit!
hey, let me tell you something. We haven't talked about this. I at the race, I was in line and I saw this girl wearing a really cool hat. And if I can find a picture of the hat, I'll show it to you and I'll put it here, right? So this hat is an F1 Academy hat. There's not a lot of F1 Academy merch, and they
Not
don't
at
show
all.
any at the race. Mind you, F1 Academy was racing this weekend there.
And
And
unfortunately, got postponed on the final day.
on race 2, yeah, that
On race
sucked.
2, that sucked.
It, it, at first it was postponed. It was delayed. Then it was postponed, and then it was fully canceled. That's
And then they
rough,
brought
you
out the
know.
Legos.
Yeah. Let's get to that in a second, though. Hold on. So the merch, right? I see this girl online, and she has this super cute hat, and I'm like, oh my god, where did you get that? Because usually people are wearing merch that they buy from there, or merch that they've purchased somewhere, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, this is cool. She's got an F1 Academy hat, and she's like, oh, I got it at the Vegas race.
Oh,
I went. She goes, I went to Las Vegas last year. They had a little pop up, and I got it. And I'm like, that is so cool. Oh my god. I'm like, I cannot find any merch, anything for them. She's like, yeah, they don't really have a lot. They only had it at that race. She goes, some things were like small and very simple, nothing crazy, but they really need to work on their merch. And I was like,
yeah.
yes. Then she tells me that Puma made F1 Academy shoes for the
What?
drivers. For the drivers, but I've never seen them. They don't sell them. She's like, I've been watching. They don't sell them. They never made them. They're missing out on so much right there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy because if you go on Etsy, there's also nobody selling F1 Academy merch. You know. And so we were talking about it, and then uh, just the conversation of like how they could do more and improve and what we would love to see. And then I'm like, well, I'm thinking this girl is very knowledgeable on F1 Academy. She went to Las Vegas. She's here in Miami. She looks like she's having a good time. I'm like, let me just ask. I go, do you have an Instagram? Or a TikTok or something? Can we connect? And she's like, yeah, of course. Here's my Instagram. Gives me her Instagram. She's a YouTuber and a Twitch partner. And
Ooh.
I'm like, oh shit. I go, whoa, you're on Twitch and YouTube. She's like, yeah, I am. She goes, I just started Twitch. I like it, but I use mostly YouTube. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I just started a Twitch account myself. She's like, no way. I was like, yeah. And she's like, do you like it? And I'm like, I'm learning it. So yeah, I like it. It's been fun. So she followed me and I followed her. And just, I'm only doing it to like make a friend, and the fact that this girl's wearing F1 Academy, I thought was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Later on, I'm telling Danny about it. And then I'm like, Danny goes, well, how many followers does she have? And I'm like, actually, I don't know. I just followed her and she followed me back. I go back to her account, 45,000 followers on her Instagram alone.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, did I just make a new friend? Is this, it goes back to you want to surround yourself with the kind of people that you want to be like,
Yeah.
with the mindset. We talked about this before. You want to be around people that have the same mindset as you, or similar goals.
Yeah.
And here's this girl, and I was like, this is gonna be awesome. So I started following her. I'll share her page with you so you can take a look. But yeah, so that was my highlight of F1 Academy.
Real question is, did you share the podcast to her?
No,
You failed.
but she's following me, so I'm sure she'll see it in my stories when we post.
There you go. I
So
just found out we can pause our podcast and start it up again.
that's nice.
Okay, so no, so F1 Academy. Yes, I think they need to definitely have more merch. I was watching it. I watched the first race. Those girls they're just fighters. I love it. I think it's so cool. They're going 3 wide on the second turn. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, they're really good. It's a good race to watch. Like it's entertaining. They're good. They're fast. Like they're really pushing it. So I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? Leah Block this weekend was one of her fastest weekends. She was doing great, and it just sucks that she
Yep.
couldn't race on race 2. Like I was really looking forward to that
Yeah.
more than anything. I
What's
also
the
took the F1.
kick? What's the
Go
kick
ahead.
girls driver? Fiona. Fiona, is that the kick?
Kicksara? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I know who you're talking about.
We got a picture with her last year. She re-signed with Kick from last year.
Wait, no. The girl that we got from Kick Sauber last year is no longer racing with them this year.
Really?
So,
I
girl,
thought that was the
really?
same girl.
No.
Damn.
So like half of the F1 Academy grid changed from
Yeah.
so
Except uh Mercedes girl, D
Dorian Pin.
with a D, Dorian.
Yeah, Dorian Pin, great driver, French, and this is her last year with F1 Academy. But she
Oh
also
wow.
races with the Iron Dames, so
I don't know
that's
what that
cool.
is. You're gonna have to put me on that.
Oh man, I'll send you what that is. They're cool, and the races that they do, they were in Le Mans as well. That was really cool to
Oh
see
wow.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to put me on that. Um, Shifting a little bit of gears of what I'd like to set up for us here.
Okay. Let's see.
Coming out of F1, great weekend, all that stuff. Good sum up. Um, Moving on to a couple of things I want to cover this week or in the next coming podcast.
Sure.
I had a conversation with Ari, and Ari
Okay.
is really excited and really happy about the podcast. And she wants to join or be involved in an episode of the podcast. Now,
Okay.
I'm good. I told her I was kind of I was kind of having a conversation with her about like some other things this weekend, and one of those
Uh huh.
conversations were a story of you and I when we were in high school. So then I
Uh
told
oh.
I stopped. I was like, wait, stop, and I was like, you know what, kiddo? I'm gonna save this. She goes, why? And I'm like, because this would be a fun story to tell you because you'll hear both sides of the story from me and Kita. And it was the spring break story of
Oh my
your
god.
car at the beach. And that's all I'm going to say on that
uh,
portion, right?
yeah.
But what are your thoughts? You know, you and I had some funny moments. We had some good stories in high school and everything. What would be your
Yeah.
thoughts uh, of having Ari? I have her iPad. I downloaded Riverside on her iPad so that she can just click the link and join. But I want to set her up
Yeah.
in her room where she has no echo and all that. I'll test it out so that she can have a microphone there and talk as well with the podcast.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I think we could let her come on as a guest, test it. You know, we haven't
Yeah,
we haven't had any guests, and having her there and her wanting to participate would be nice, and we can figure out how guests would work on our podcast. You know.
yeah,
Obviously, you definitely have to check with Janice too if you guys want her on the podcast and
yeah. I'll
video, no
definitely check with
video
her.
kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I definitely don't know if we want her all the time though. Just
No, no,
because
no, not
the
all the time.
podcast.
Just a story.
Okay. Yeah, like I think she can come in on it and we'll do some. And also, like, we could do like how we were talking about our mini vlogs or mini episodes
Yeah,
where she's in one, you know? Something like that.
yeah. That'd be
Like, you know what?
okay.
A cool idea would be like teaching her about F1. Or you took us out golfing one morning. We have a video where she's on the podcast and when we go golfing, you know?
And do
Where we're
little snippets
introducing
of
her
like
to our
clips to it,
hobbies.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
The
cool.
Lego building, things like that. So yeah, that I think that would be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, keep an eye out for that. We're going to try to work a little bit of that in there because
Yeah.
that was one thing she was really interested in. I was like, all right, cool, no problem, kiddo. I'll let you listen
I
to a
think it's
couple episodes.
I think it's neat that she wants to do it, you know? It's crazy to think that kids nowadays what they want to be when they grow up is going to be so different than what we wanted to be when we grew up. Do you ever think about that? Like, oh, instead of being a news reporter or I want to be on the radio, now it's like I want to be a DJ. I want to be, you know, like a content creator for a band. I don't know. Like I just think about that. I'm like, man, there's so many different jobs now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with Ari, she's not so into like the whole content stuff.
Yeah.
So she's not there yet. Right now she still wants to be like a vet, or she at
But
one point she wants to do something with animals. Next month she
yeah,
wants to go and study gorillas. I was like, okay. So it's cool with her right now. She's still in that mood of exploring what she wants to do,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
think it's really cool. I always like to just try to give her her best. There's one month straight where she's like, "I'm going to become a gymnast. I'm going to the Olympics." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." And she's been in gymnastics all this time. She's really good. But
yeah,
it's like, great. If that's what you want to do, keep telling me that, and I will. I'll get you there. I'll try to get you there as much as I can.
yeah, yeah. Well, and I think about like her, and I think of Marco, the neighbor, right? They
Yeah,
they have very specific tastes already, so young, and it's like,
correct.
I want to be a paleontologist. Like, how the fuck do you even know what a paleontologist is? You know?
Yeah, can't even spell it.
So yeah, I mean, the only way I think of it is like it's so cool to see how they grow and decide what they want to be so young. But like you said, that she's still exploring. It's good to know.
What's cool, what I find cool is there's two different ways. Even if you know what you want to be, there's always two different type of people. The people that were able to get to it right away, what they wanted to be, and those that are like, I know what I want to be, but I don't want to be it just yet.
Ah, that's true.
Like, take us for example. I knew what I wanted to be right out of middle school. For that one time I spent take your child to work day with dad,
Yeah.
and he sat me in front of a set of plans and say, highlight anything that looks like a door. And I was like, well, what's a door? Showed me what the swing was. I was like, all right, cool. Went and spent all day highlighting things that look like doors. And at that moment, to me, that stuck to me. And I was like, I want to work in construction, building. That's what I want to do.
I think.
But for you,
Do,
you took
do
10
you think
years in
that
college. You became a teacher.
I did not spend 10 years in college? I spent 10 years in and out of college. To be clear, okay.
That's the clip for the YouTube. That's going on the YouTube shorts.
That.
But what did you want to be? Are you on path to be what you wanted to be growing up, or no?
No! Don't you remember I wanted to be the president of the United States?
You were on path, and then you said, no, not yet.
No, yeah, for the longest time growing up, that's all I wanted to be. All the way through high school, I kept saying that, and then I realized we don't have money, and I don't like political science as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me do something else. I joined the army, and then he was like, all right, I'll join the army. I'll go to college for free, and then I'll see what I want to do. I started to go to college. I'm like, okay, business administration, and I'm like, I'm gonna do something with business, but I didn't know what. And then years and years later, I just focused more on the army stuff than anything. And then I was like, okay, I need to get out of here. I got out of the army, and I was like, I need to change my major. I need to get my degree in something because I had so many credits, like from here and there, that I had been taking all these courses over the years. And I was like, I need a degree in something. What can I get a degree in without having to start over? Because I had so many credits. What can I apply it? And I was like, marketing. So let me do marketing. And after that, I did like a year of like on the marketing track, and I was like, nope, this is not what I'm looking for.
Restart.
I also,
Run it back.
I,
Run back.
I got kicked out of the marketing program because I failed econ twice. So then I was like, okay, this is not for me. What do I do? And then they told me you should do journalism, and I was like, nah, that's not me. I don't
That's
think
for
I
the
like that.
chismosas.
But they told me I was really good at writing. You know, I had a really good writing skills, and that was the thing that matched my profile the best. And I was like, I don't think so. But then I found out about the program, public relations, applied communications, and advertising, and I was like, oh, okay, I think this is more of like what I want to do. And I started that, and I absolutely loved it. I took graphic design classes, I took social media classes, computer science, a little bit of everything, and it was super cool. And now I've learned that public relations, communications is definitely more my niche. You know, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
nothing like the president.
So what are you trying to do now instead of selling batteries? That was
Oh
gonna
my
get
god.
into your publics or public
Well,
relations.
I think starting with this podcast is a good step. You know,
Yeah.
learning about how to manage something like this, but also
Yeah.
I'm attending different things. So like right now I'm at a conference about AI and communications, and so I just trying to learn and stay up to date with whatever trends are happening, what's new in this world, and
Because when F1 Academy calls and makes the post, we're looking for a public relations in the U.S.
South Florida.
Southeast, South Florida East region for the next upcoming year.
Yeah, they'll be like, I'm right here,
they,
I'm ready.
they might have their girl already.
I'll be like, yeah, uh, that would be really cool.
Can you imagine
But
full circle in like 5 or 8 years? You're sitting in a studio now, like your own office studio with F1. You have your own F1 background, like the sign, a neon sign. You have your own microphone. You're like, hey, the podcast is sponsored by F1 Academy. Thanks for joining, everybody. We're here,
ah,
full circle. Let's reminisce of the past real quick. And then we zoom into this conversation.
yeah, that would be really cool. That would, and I think I do see us there in a couple years. Um, hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, we easily could be there, and it'll be really fun.
Yeah. Well, what you do need to work on is getting people to subscribe because obviously you didn't get your friend from TikTok to subscribe, but at the wedding I had 3 people subscribe to the account.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Well, you know what? I recently went to one of our cousins' graduations, and I
Oh,
had at least two of them subscribe. That they say they watch our podcast and they listen to our podcast, and I'm like, okay, but you don't even subscribe. Like, you better follow us.
oh,
So, so
wow,
I'm working on it. I'm just working on it on different angles than you are.
different pace.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, so let's wrap this podcast up though.
Yeah,
You're gonna be home soon. I'm gonna go back in
yep,
for the next event. So next coming weeks we have some things coming out. I
yes.
think that we should put another challenge. Our
Okay.
last challenge was great. I'm ready to win some more money. So we got anything fun?
Let's see. What could we do that would be fun? Uh, huh.
I don't know.
I got nothing. I don't know what. I don't
All
know.
right, then you know
Where?
what? For all of the audience listening, give us something. Give us a challenge. Put a comment. Put down here in the polls. Comment on the video on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, come leave us a review and a comment and tell us what challenge do you have for us.
Yeah, you know what? And not only if I understand some of you guys don't want to type in the comments and whatnot, you guys have already messaged us directly in a few different occasions. So, whoever's listening, you have our number. Call us, text us, shoot us a message. We will respond and we will make sure if you don't want the shout out, that's fine. We'll just say we got one and then we'll post it and we'll do a challenge.
I like it.
I like that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Sounds good.
All right. On
All
that
right.
note,
Well,
everybody, enjoy. We will see you guys Friday again. We'll get back
yes,
on
everybody.
our regular schedule.
Sounds good. We'll see you on Friday.
All right.
Bye.
See you Friday, bro. Bye.
Bye. I have to end it.
Uh,